Hi YouTube, it's Mobile Lines here with a LMS introduction video. For today I would like to go over some of the tips and tricks that I use or have learned to help new players get into the PvP scene, or maybe Iron Men who are looking to get that easy rune pouch like I did myself. Obviously I don't have it in my inventory, embarrassing. Moving forward from that though, as you can see I have a couple wins under my belt. Not great because I'm all mobile, but you know, it's not the worst. It's not the worst. A couple tips and tricks that I'm going to give you before we get into this is if you can do this on the vanilla client, I'm not sure, as I haven't been on it in about 2 years, but if you're mobile or if RuneLite allows resizable spells to filter out, please help me here. Okay. Info works, but okay. Filter out all but your combat spells. So that way when you load in on the ancient spellbook for Last Man Standing, you don't get the teleport spells or the utility spells. I also like to filter out lack the level to cast and lack the runes to cast, so you don't see like the smoke spell in all of its variations filling up certain spots. It makes it easier to not misclick. Second thing, I turn off auto retaliate. Just because, you know, with them moving around, or if you're trying to move around, or specifically when you have the spell in your hand, if you get hit while you're auto casting, you have a chance of then just rushing your opponent and trying to smash him with your staff, because it's not auto casting. So your retaliate will lead to a staff bash, which is annoying. You know, you run up to them in rags, they DDS you because you're in robes. It's an awkward moment. So I turn that off. Next, because most players keep their player options off, you know, safety in the wilderness keeps you from getting skull tricked, super smart. In LMS, that's going to kill you because you won't be able to attack them and you don't want to have to right click always to engage them. So when you're playing, turn on attack options always for players. That'll make it 1,000 times easier. Next thing moving forward, it's nice to remember the ultimate Iron Man can participate, because no matter what you have in your inventory or in death storage, it gives you gear to use, and it is a safe death, so hardcores won't lose status, ultimates won't lose death storage. First thing you want to do, this is actually step 1. All of that was step 0. This could technically still be step 0, but moving on to step 1, and that's going to be set up your supply chest. So this supply chest shows you exactly what you're going to be wearing and what you're going to have in your inventory when you load in. It's very useful to get this set up how you want it right here, because it's going to be annoying if you load in and you then have to, you know, drag everything around so it's in the right place for you instead of potting up. So I have it in this position simply so that way the left corner of my inventory is gear. No matter how I sip my potions or how I eat my food, while I'm cycling through gear, they will always be up in that same spot, making it easier to remember where my ticks go. A little bit of a beside the fact, I like to start off, spawn in with a weapon in my hand that my first attack will not come from. So I spawn in with my whip to give people that sense of maybe I'm bad, maybe I'm just going to rush in for melee. But the first thing I do after potting up, because you get like an 8-second load-in time. In that time, you have time to hit the Cerebrew, hit the Restore Potion, hit the Ranging Pot, and switch to the Shield and Crossbow by that 1 second to get that first bolt off, hopefully off prayer. And then from there, it's important to grab a freeze, because a lot of these sweaty keyboard users like to freeze you and hide behind a tree or stand under you and get free hits off on you, and it's super annoying. And that's basically all the tips that I can give you before you go in. Once you're in, it is important to prioritize your prayer over everything. If you see him rushing at you with D-claws, put your overhead up. Even if he gets that first hit off, don't panic eat, because in that time you spend panic eating, he's going to drop that second spec and there's a good chance you won't survive it. Instead, you put your protect from melee on first. In that tick, you're able to drop over, double eat your food, and switch into tank gear if you need to prevent that, because that way by the time that second hit comes in, not only do you already have protect from melee up, but there's a chance that your double eat shark karambon has processed before that second spec drops. Where if you panic eat, sure, maybe you got the triple eat in, you got that shark brood karambon, but now you're brewed down, so you can't hit back anyways, and he just dropped in a second declaw spec or an AGS and could have slapped you to the ground. So prioritize prayer first, then eat, then tank gear, and if you're still getting slapped, you're able to double eat again because your eat cycle's reset. Other than that, breathe, stay calm, and just like any type of high-level PVM that you would get into, if you're getting into it without watching guides and you're going in cold turkey, are you really surprised that you're getting slapped up? You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't jump straight into Cox or Tob without watching a couple guides. So don't do that with PvP. Take it as seriously as PVM. Have a great day.